Hello, so today I'm going to be doing the frustration tag. This is not an original tag. I actually got this idea from thePMreader, so I will leave her original video in the description box below, but today I'm going to be doing that tag. I am really excited because I cannot wait to rant about all those annoying things that being a booktuber brings into my life. So just so you know, I'm not going to be going over all of the questions because there are a few questions that are not very interesting answers coming from me. So just keep in mind that these are not all the questions. So first is, name a book you predicted would be 5 stars but wasn't. So the one that pops into my mind is the second and third Notorious Benedict Society books. I absolutely loved the first one. It is such an amazing book. If you haven't read it, you definitely should. But it was something about the sequels that I just didn't like, and yeah, it just was very disappointing, and I was really excited to read them, but they just weren't as good as I thought they were going to be, and it was very disappointing. I think out of the two sequels, I liked the second sequel more. It was more action-packed, I guess. The third book was just like all over the place. It made absolutely no sense. However, I did really like the prequel to the Notorious Benedict Society called The Extraordinary Education of Nicholas Benedict. That is another great one. It is really good, and if you love the character of Nicholas Benedict, you're gonna love that book. What book had a great beginning, but an ending that let you down? The moment that I read this question, I knew exactly what book this was for me. Jasper and the Riddle of Riley's Mind by Carolyn Starr Rose. It was really an amazing book. It was so good. But the ending, oh my gosh, it was so bad. It was so disappointing. It was just, I just hated the ending. It's about these two brothers who are searching for this gold mine so that they can be rich and live by themselves and do whatever they want. And I am going to spoil the ending. And they went on this whole treasure hunt and this whole, basically a scavenger hunt, and it was absolutely amazing. But the whole mine, spoiler alert, ended up to be a trick. Like, it wasn't even a thing. And then basically after that, the book just ended. Like, it was just the most disappointing thing. And the book was so good. The whole setup and everything, all the clues and everything that happened in the book was so good. Except for the ending, which was so disappointing. Okay, question 3 is, do you have a book with a pretty cover but an ugly spine? And I can't think of a specific book that fits into this category, but I do have an ugly book with an even uglier spine. So one sec, I'll go get it. Here it is. So this is a good book. It's called The Vanderbeekers to the Rescue. It's a pretty good book. It's kind of young, but like, look at this cover. Who designed this? It is just like, wow. I do kind of like the back cover. It looks a little better, but the children are neon pink, orange, and yellow. What? Yeah, and then I was kind of happy that books have spines so that I didn't have to display this monstrosity. But then I looked on the spine, and the cover is on the spine, like right here. Oh my gosh, like it is just, it's like the miniature version of the cover is on the spine so that you see it, and the rest is like white. I'm like, what the heck? Like, it is just the weirdest thing. Do you have a book series that doesn't match? And yes, I do, and this is really a big problem. This is the most frustrating thing for me, like, ever. so many regrets right here. Look at the state of my Harry Potter series. Every book in my Harry Potter series looks like this. It's the same publisher and the same illustrations, the same height, and everything. Except for my Goblet of Fire. Look at this. It is just, oh my gosh. Okay, first of all, different cover, but the height is what bothers me. The height is just barely taller than all of my other Harry Potter books. So it's a straight line, and then a bump, and it's just like, oh my gosh, it is the most frustrating thing. And I feel like I wouldn't care as much if it weren't my Harry Potter series. I could not wait 1 second to get the right publisher. I just took the first thing that I saw at Barnes & Noble, and I had no idea how much I would regret that decision. Like, I am just so upset with myself. Question 5 is there a book from your youth you can remember parts of but cannot remember the name of or find it anywhere? Okay, so I do have one. This is going to be very hard to explain because I don't remember the name of it. It was a very, very young book. I read it probably in 1st grade. It is about these princesses who are like, I feel like they had something to do with like being a ninja or something. It was like the coolest thing to me back then. They all had like these little like pets or something. I loved it, but I can't remember the name of it, and I got rid of the book. And I kind of wish that I didn't, because now I kind of want to reread it just to see what it was like. Like, I even remember what the cover looked like, but I can't remember the name of it. It is just so annoying. Okay, question 6. Are there any books that you're certain you read but cannot remember anything about? So this is really bad because I read these books very recently, so I definitely read them. Like, I read them like a few months ago. But the Keeper of the Lost City series, I can remember what happens in the series overall, but if you ask me what happened in a particular book, I would completely blank. Like, I remember a few things from a few books, but if you ask me specifically what happened in Neverseen, I would not know the answer to that question. And that kind of bothers me because it's a very popular series. My friends love to talk about it, but they're like, oh my gosh, in like flashback, this was so good. And I was like, this happens in flashback? It is very, very annoying. Yeah. I wish I could reread that series, but those books are so ridiculously long. I don't have time to reread them. So I kind of just want a summary, or like, I want them to be edited down. So yeah, that's a problem. This is a really big problem. Question 7. Have you ever recommended a book you love to someone and they started telling you everything they don't like about it? So I have this friend and we're very close, but we have literally opposite tastes when it comes to books, movies, and TV shows. And I recommended to her The Rise and Fall of Mount Majestic, and I, at the time, loved this book, and I still do, but this was when I had just read it, and I really, really loved it. And I gave it to her, and I was like, you should definitely read this. And she tried to read it, and she was like, yeah, it was okay. I didn't really like it. It's not really my thing. And I was so frustrated because I never get to kind of like enjoy books with her because we have such opposite tastes, and that was one of the many times. I wish that I liked the books that she did, or the other way around, but no. She didn't dislike it, she was just not really a fan of it. So she didn't have anything specific that she didn't like about it. It was just not really her thing, which I am okay with. Like, that's okay, but like, I wish I could geek out with her about it because that would be really fun. So that was actually the last question that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that you do go check out the original video. I really love the PM Reader's channel. So yeah, that is all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!